Brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes, welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And if you're alive and breathing, we are back to conquer another year and another year and another year. And let's get to those honors. One honors thy ancestors, the righteous ancestors who fought hard and left a blueprint for the righteous brothers and sisters out here. I'll always hold that energy and show great appreciation for those ancestors who fought hard with the least amount of tools before all this social media shit. So I will always be grateful for that, because a lot of us, really wouldn't be in the state of mind that we are, if it wasn't for those who fought to get us to this state. And what state is that? Success, as I always say. And I thank those current subscribers, new subscribers. We are leaders and teachers. We are not followers. That's been riding along with the brother. Much appreciative. I take nothing for granted these days, Try our best to have that good energy, place that gold over our families. May all of our families prosper, especially those who are righteous. Those who are struggling, you can get there too, because a lot of us have been there. But I place that gold. May all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And may those we held dear, anyone in this life that left an impact, brother or sister, and in our families, may they rest in peace and in power if they transition. Those that transition. I always hold that energy too. I know it's a part of, honoring thy ancestors, but I just I try to put everybody in there. Those in our families too, far and near. We got to keep that energy strong, because a lot of crazy things out here that can distract us and have us swayed by things we don't need to be swayed by. And this could be what we see, hear, and feel. Study that psyche, watch what we see, watch the things we take into our emotions, and try our best to be on top of things, stay disciplined, study discipline when we can, and be humble, have a sense of humbleness, not humble to the point where we're stupid and let people walk on, let person, place, or thing walk over us or attain us or make us lower, because we always got to be vibing high. If we ain't at 100, we striving to get to 100, close to 100 as we can possibly get, work every day, as well as we enjoy life and the good things of life, because the great divine doesn't give us life to be endured. It's to be enjoyed, it's to be learned, it's to teach and share love and doing things to make us live as long as we possibly can on this planet, especially those that have those in our circle that are connected to us, children, family, significant other, those in our circle, those that do care about us, because there are those out there with a caring heart, and that's brother or sister in our families, young or old, but when you drown yourself in positive energy and you just looking for positive things, that's what you will see, hear, and feel, and that's what a lot of times will come to you. We attract who we are, and that's not just physical. We attract what we are within, because I don't care how people try to be clever and sneaky, and you can't. At some point you're gonna implode. That's why it's good to talk and get things out, even if it's with ourselves, like I said, but we conversing with others, whether brother or sister, whether online, with our families, just in life in general, just cut out all the fake shit, even if we nervous and fumble or sometimes, as long as it's coming from an honest heart, a good heart, we'll be fine. Because that's when you truly know yourself, when you're not worried about what person, place, or thing thinks. Because one, as myself, was in that state a time ago, a long time ago, you hear a lot of us say this, just if you have a passion about something and something you love, and this can be whatever it is, whatever gift we have or whatever challenge, if it's something we love and it can help yourself and eventually help someone else, just put it out to the universe, and that great divine will take care of the rest. And another great spirit, that great divine drops, and a lot of those who have that heightened awareness light, it's beautiful when we have it, And you had to go through the steps to get to it, easier said than done. But when you feel it in your gut and you start seeing results in yourself and others, and you start seeing the signs, those divine signs, when you know you're on the right path, because when you're righteous deep within, you're on the right path. It's just sometimes things will come along the way to make you think you're not. You just got to stick to being 100% true to oneself, or as close to 100 we can possibly be. And that great divine will give us the gift of comprehension. It's beautiful when we can comprehend things. And I'm gonna talk about that word comprehension, because that's something that great divine will teach us, and even the universe, Mother Nature too. They're all intertwined in the same thing. Because I always put that male feel in there and that female feel. So that's why I say the higher, or I either say great divine or higher supreme being, or sometimes I say Mother Nature, because you have to look at the female aspect of the feminine energy too. You got to look at both the male energy and the feminine energy, and try to understand both, and don't confuse the two. And so that's what I have learned from other teachers, because there's a male energy, there's a female energy, but you have to, you can't be closed-minded. Like I say, a lot of us, we know what we know, but we be humble about the things we don't know. But when we learn how to comprehend things and not just listen, not just let it hit the head, really let it hit that soul, hit that righteous spirit deep within. When we're listening to a teacher, or whether online or in life, or at an auditorium, or somebody speaking, we talking about somebody real now. We ain't talking about no fake shit. This is all real shit that I'm talking about. Dealing with real things of life. And when we not just saying we're real, and we're actually being real, and you don't have to act it, and you actually live it, that's when we will begin to comprehend things. And and a lot of things, because when you're being righteous and you're striving to do different things, whether it's in the community or in your family or in your circle, and you have desires to just lift those in life, and just want to make a better world, a better place, because that's one of my goals. I told my son on the podcast, Lord Lamont, and I just messaged him this morning too. I got to get in contact with him. But that's one of the things I told my son. I don't want to say change the world, but make an impact on the world. And I do want to change the world. I want to save the world. And of course, we have to speak things into existence. We can't think that, oh, well, how am I do it? No, we just put it out there, put it out to the universe, and we start working toward that goal. But we have to be able to comprehend things along the way, because a lot of sneaky things will try to test us, especially when you're righteous and you're done with all the fake shit, and you just want to breathe life into another individual, whether it's brother or sister, in our families, siblings, good friends, not the fake ones, But if we stay real with oneself long enough, if we stay true, deep, deep, deep within, long enough, we will connect to those that are real, and we will easily see those that are not. But don't let ourselves, while we have to comprehend different things about different individuals. And I talked about this before. Once we have studied human behavior, for a long time, because the levels never stop, and we know when they stop. And I don't want to say, but if we are there, we are enlightened and truly comprehending things, especially in these times, we know that the levels will never stop. We never get to a space where we say, yep, I know everything. All right, I got that light. I'm good now. No, you thinking like that, you're a fool, But that doesn't mean that we're paranoid. We just, when you in a righteous space, and this brother or sister or just doing right things, period, you won't be intertwined with a lot of toxic and drama. It just depends on what you connect yourself to. What gets your attention? What do you give your attention to? And, I just use myself as an example. When we speaking and stuff, it's good to, speak from the head and, speak from the spirit. But sometimes you do have to study and research and do some reading. Reading is good because it keeps the mind sharp. And I think it's just good to read. And that's something I like about my children, my son, my 8-year-old, he likes to read. He actually likes going to school. He likes to learn, but I don't think he likes going to school because the learning aspect of it. He's very intelligent at 8 years old. It is, man, it's crazy how this generation is so intelligent. You know, if we can just guide them in the right direction, man, keep their mindset straight, you know, man, they can be very, very powerful, because I see it in youth all the time. You know, my 8-year-old, my 27-year-old, Lord Lamont, and, you know, my daughter's very intelligent. I haven't talked to him in a while, but, you know, I talk to him through my mom, you know, when me and my mom talk. But I know they're intelligent, things they have done in the past. You know, I've seen things that they have done, shown that they're intelligent. And my other son that stays in New York, Elijah, you know, very intelligent, you know, haven't talked to him in a while either, you know. And I will always talk about my children and be honest about mistakes I've made and stuff like that. You know, I don't get caught up in things like that, and will be willing to talk about anything in my life, you know, any challenge that comes along, you know, because again, like I just said a few minutes ago, we never get to a state where, oh, I'm good. And, you know, there's always, you know, especially back in the times when you weren't aware, you know, sometimes little things haven't been, I wouldn't say not fixed, but sometimes things do come up, and you have to be ready for things like that. And, you know, I think about things like that when I'm in my solitude, challenges that may surface at some point that I will have to deal with. And that's just being self-aware, and that's comprehending one's own self, as well as person, place, or thing, you know, because we always got to comprehend one's own self. Because how in the hell you going to comprehend things around you if you lost and confused within, you know, especially if you got an enemy within, you really going to be lost. But the gift of comprehension is so beautiful. When we not just hearing, not just listening, comprehending, you know, it's beautiful. And as well as myself, I'm sure it took some others, a lot of others. You know, everybody's road is different. I always say that everybody's different. Not better, just different. But for me, man, I always do a little introspection, just a little, but I just remember other times, and I've said this before, when I just didn't know shit. I mean, to just be honest. And a lot of things I didn't comprehend, you know, and I think about it now, and it's like, man, what the hell was wrong with me? You know, but thank that great divine. It's never too late to be at a successful state in one's mind. It's never too late to strive to be better, do better. And once we build oneself up and we're comprehending within, then we can set out and start giving that energy to those in our circle, you know, our families, our children, significant other, you know, through, like I said, through the ups and downs, because we in this human body. So, but if we learn to comprehend things and know that a lot of us have been through, you know, that old conditioning I always talk about, you know, that's where you start. That's where you start right there. That's where you begin to comprehend, you know, and you know, and once you show that in someone else, and it depends on who the individual is, because, man, knowing and living a certain way for a long, long time, and old habits, woo, man, I know how challenging it can be to come up out of it. But when you finally do, it's like a breath of fresh air. So, you know, just take the time to read and, you know, and spend a lot of time studying and reading and researching positive things and looking up things, you know, ways to be better in a relationship, or ways to be better parent, or better ways to discipline. You know, I'm not an expert in this area, but, you know, I've learned different tactics and different ways of dealing, like with my 8-year-old and his siblings and children. You know, it can be challenging, you know, because it's different from child to child, you know, depending on the age and all that, you know. But if you got love, something I say all the time, if you got love, real love within, you know, that youth or that daughter or that son, or even if it's just a child that you're teaching that you're maybe not related to, and if they know you love them and they know you care, they will listen, and you'll be able to teach them. It might not seem like they don't listen sometimes, but that's why we have to stay at it, you know, and we have to get the ego and all that. And remember, especially teenage, from 8 through 18, you know, they go through transformations, you know, whether it's, you know, a daughter or a son, go through different changes, you know. And remember, try to try to remember what we have been through, brother or sister that were parents. We don't compare ourselves to them because this generation is a little different, but just kind of think of how we were when we were young. And that's what I do a lot of times. So that's why, but I always make it where I'm teaching, where I try my best to be an impact for that great divine. So our children can comprehend and learn what we are teaching and showing them. But like I say, when you got that real divine love at the base, when those know you genuinely care, they will comprehend what we're saying. Those who are speaking on, podcast videos or in life in general. Man, the gift of comprehension. It's beautiful when we can comprehend things. And that's whatever it is, whatever area of expertise we're in, when we can comprehend it, especially if it's beneficial for our life and those in our families and in our circle. Learn to comprehend things, not just listen and be entertained. And please, by all means, don't get caught up in any webs of deception and who's saying who about this person, who's saying who about that person. And make sure we stay in an informational state, a learning state, while we enjoy ourselves and have fun. Because that's a part of that balance too. And laughing and having a sense of humor. It's all a part of that balance too. And, when you just comprehend life in general, man, you will break through so many barriers. And you don't take stuff personal and just finally get to a state when we know who we are, brother or sister. The gift of comprehension. It's beautiful. And, you got to look for them signs that divine gives us. I'm telling you, you'll never go wrong. Mother Nature, the universe. Because when your eyes open, when you see things and you're not all cloudy and you got tunnel vision, and the only connection you see is your children, your significant other, those that care about you in our circle. That could be in the world or online. When you got your mind like that, man, great things will come about. You will see the signs. And I'm saying that to say, today I was leaving the house and I was getting ready to go, you got to do a emission test on your car. So I was on my way to go do a emission test and I forgot my wallet, but I didn't know it. And a homeless guy was walking down the street. Well, I assume he was homeless. And as I said, I got a heart for the homeless because I've been homeless before. I know what it's like to struggle. And please believe me, not believe, but know this. I know what it's like to struggle. Been there, done that. So I will always have a heart for the homeless. So, and he was a brother, he was walking and I was ready to go to the car. He said, "Hey, brother." And I looked. He said, "You're a normal person, right?" And I was kind of confused. Not confused, but I was like, "Yeah." And he started talking. He said, "Yeah, man, I was just trying to get something to eat. And I've been called nigga." And I just stopped right there. I said, "Hold up." I reached in my back pocket. I didn't have my wallet. I said, "Oh," I said, "Stay right there." He was standing across the street. So I ran upstairs, got my wallet, and I gave him $5. I wanted to give him more, but I gave him $5. And I said, "There you go, man." He said, "Thank you, man. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you." I said, "Yeah, be careful, man. Be careful out here." And because of him, I remember my wallet. That's what I'm saying. Those signs, man, we just have to pay attention. They're there all the time. Great divine has always been in our lives as brother, sister, young or old, in our families, children, significant other, those in our circle. I keep it a broad thing. I include all of us, especially those who mean well, so that's just one of those signs. And there are many signs. That's just one. Because when I first moved up here, a homeless guy approached me. And that wasn't a coincidence. Because that great divine knows thy heart. Nobody knows, no force knows their heart, knows our heart, brother or sister, young or old, better than that higher force. That great, great divine, Mother Nature, universe. And when I did that, I gave him good energy, made him feel better, and in return, the payment, I made me feel good. And I just stored up great positive energy in my good deed bank. Doesn't always have to be seen, but I wanted to talk about that because I thought it was amazing. He helped me. Because of him, I remembered my wallet, and if I would have been acting all crazy and got in the car, I would have drove, took care of my business, because I had to do some other things too other than the admission. I would have forgot my wallet and have to drive all the way back home. See, because of a kind heart, when you carry it naturally, things happen naturally like that. So that's why we should have the gift of comprehension and learn as much as we possibly can. Real talk. So that's my thought. And I thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. I will always have an appreciative spirit for those who help me psychologically, because psychological wars is nothing to play with. Anything we have, whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual, if it's a hindrance, deal with it, fight it, look it up, Google it. I don't care what you got to do to have a stable mind. And that's brother, sister, young or old. So that's my thought. And those that's been listening, thank you. Those who've been riding along, current subscribers, new subscribers, may that great divine bliss or bless you in your life. My leaders and teachers, those I have learned from, brother or sister, may you keep doing what you've been doing. That great divine, Mother Nature, universe, got you. I honor my family. I honor your family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. Salute.